Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is Game 7 Saturday. We're going to be doing this a little differently. And yes, I am on a golf course. And yes, I know you guys love to fade me when I'm playing golf. And it's kind of where we're at. So this is kind of where we look into Sunday's slate for the MLB. There's a couple games that did stick out to me. I got two MLB picks, pretty much cut and dry. And yeah, it's something where when you get in these weekend series, you got to trust your numbers. And there's not individual game handicapping. We're not going to find individual player trends kind of on a getaway day here as we close out some of these rivalries and weekend series that we do have. And that's kind of where, maybe Sunday falls a little different in the way that I handicap baseball, right? So we'll get into kind of some of that mindset. I'm going to talk about the NHL. I am going to talk about the NBA in this video. We do have a lot of Game 7s, and for the betting community, I think a lot of you guys are more focused on that anyways than some getaway spots when we do have 100 plus games left in the MLB. So let's get into it. For those of you that are new here to TBM Sports, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us right here on the channel. I appreciate you guys all returning. And a little quick recap from yesterday in baseball. We started off hot, 3-0 to get the day going, and then unfortunately, the Athletics and the Giants failed to get off the bus. They were still eating hot dogs and chewing tobacco in the locker room. And yeah, so that's kind of where you got to hit the ball. You got to, not leave runners left on base. Love the handicap, right? Severino was a great spot in that matchup. So it is what it is. Cost a lot of my parlays. That was one of my favorite bets. And then the last game that we did not cash was in regards to San Diego kind of dropping two straight to the Seattle Mariners, and unfortunately it happens. So that's kind of where we can look into today, but hey, I'll take a 3-2. Great cash yesterday, and we're going to grind out the days, right? That's how you build units. And I know it's not the 5-0 that I thought everybody thought we were going to get after that 3-0 start, but hey, we'll take it. All right, so let's get into the first game, and that's going to be something where we look into the NBA arena. We're going to go with now this is not a pick in itself. Not going to be a pick in itself. This will be a pick based on value alone. Game 7, best player in the NBA, contestably within Nikola Jokic. And I'm going to trust the veteran presence and the fact that they've done this before. I know that they did not show well in OKC, losing by a very huge margin. But I think this is kind of where, if you've ever played basketball in your life, 8.5 is just way too much. I think you can find plus 260 there on the money line. And for me and my money, guys, it'll be firmly on the Denver Nuggets money line. Plus 260, plus 265, whatever you can find out there in the market. If we lose the bet, we lose the bet, but too good a value to pass up. Next, we are going to get into the NHL. Great matchup we saw last night with the Dallas Stars and the conclusion to the season that the Winnipeg Jets, that comeback they were trying to make, down 3-1 at one point. And a great story there as we saw a goal. Condolences to that player's father. And then ultimately it was a horrible ending as he caused a penalty that allowed Dallas to go up and take the win and the series in another trip to the Western Conference Final. But we're going to switch gears, go to the Eastern Conference as we look at the Florida Panthers, right, going against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think that everybody up north within Canada is thinking it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Canada will get a cup this year, looking for Edmonton and the Toronto Maple Leafs to kind of go east versus west, guarantee Canada a trophy. But I'm going to say not so fast. I'm going to trust Florida. I do like their coach. I think they get the leg up within that regard. Toronto beating Florida 2-0 on the road was a very impressive feat. But I just think this is where Game 7, I'm going to trust the same thing within Denver. Give me the experience. Give me the Cats. We're going to take Florida here on the money line. If you want to get a little risky, I don't mind the minus 1.5. A little empty netter there late in that contest. But also I do favor the under. If you want to find a flat 6, if you can blend a flat 6 with the Florida money line, I do lean in that direction. But my best play in this contest, Game 7s, we all know like to go under the total. But my best play for the Florida-Toronto Maple Leafs game will be taking the Florida Panthers there. We're going to take them there on the money line. All right. And then finally, we're going to end this one off with baseball. Two bets in the MLB. The first being we're going to go back to Old Faithful. We've been fading Paul Skeens pretty much consistently every time he does get a start. Give me the Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's a cheap line. So we're going to shoot some value here. Minus 110. Phillies on the money line at home, going against Skeens. He's going to be amped up. I do think the total's set a little bit too low, and quite frankly, I think the Phillies can get to him early. So give me the Philadelphia Phillies minus 110 there on the money line as my first bet in the MLB. Next, we are going to look into a game that I think is another value play. Okay, we've seen the Los Angeles Angels exceedingly do well at Dodger Stadium. It's been kind of an outlier. All right, looking to buck that trend. I'm going to go Dodgers here on the run line minus 1.5. It's around $1.25. If you can find a little bit better or worse, I still like it. I think the Dodgers show out. None of this late game heroics where they have to score 10 to beat the Angels. I think they show the MLB exactly who they are in this matchup. So give me the Dodgers here on the run line minus 1.5, kind of dotting the I as they have this getaway game against the Angels. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. So it's a little chalky, but I did want to kind of cover my 4 best kind of ways of approaching this Sunday, where we have a lot of Game 7s, a lot of great games in the MLB. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. If you haven't done so already, leave a comment what you guys will be betting down below. Let me know if you like this format of video better or worse. Also, be sure to subscribe to TBM Sports and be sure to destroy that like button. Good luck with your picks. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.